Welcome everyone to the What's Left podcast. John here with Jake and Brad. We are the punk rock garage band of podcasts on the Derealization Nation Media Network, YouTube, Substack, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. Check us out, like and subscribe. If you haven't done it already, do it now. The fuck you waiting for? It's not like it cost you any money. Jeez. I never asked for anything. Just this. All right, guys. We got a lot to get to, and we're gonna get to our turds of the week here in a minute. Uh, but let's start with, you know what? Let's start with swastikas, Nazis, maggots, and just it's just fucking everywhere. So JD Vance failed to call out uh these young Republicans, and in fact, you can count on one hand the amount of Republicans who have come out to condemn these adult men and one woman. I don't know how she snuck in there, but she's there. Um, Adult men and one woman who were openly praising Hitler, joking about gas chambers, using the N word, the R word, and the F slur repeatedly, among just a vast amount of other things. But anti-Semitic, anti-LGBTQ plus, it's just racist as fuck, misogynist, name it. If it was hateful, it was in there. The only thing they like is, good old fashioned white bread. Um, so unless I missed something, guys, there is a complete lack of give a fuck coming from this administration and anywhere else in the party.
Oh, it's they can't condemn it, bro, because they lose supporters if they condemn this.
Why might that be?
Yeah, it's almost like they're supported exclusively by Nazis and racists.
Yeah, yeah, no, John, Jake, I think you made a pretty compelling case in the comments on TikTok, and it was a pretty succinct and very short summary of just the basics. Like, but this is,
I condensed it quite a bit and I left out some other key comparisons, but I wrote a pretty much a term paper in the TikTok comments. Probably would have passed most college classes with the right professor. It was well written.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I,
Proper punctuation, he was good.
yeah, I can only concur. So it's fair to say though then that you see no reason to call them anything other than Nazis.
The same tactics.
Same
Yeah.
tactics.
And please do not dismiss this on kids being kids because I know they're young Republicans, but please rest assured that they are 30-something-year-old men. I'm not a young person, okay? I don't consider myself
Right.
young.
No.
These people are not young. They're not college kids cracking a joke in a group chat. They're fucking the predecessors of these 80-year-old fucking racist dinosaurs we have in Congress. That's who they are.
Right. No, 100%. Not kids. And we knew that, like we didn't know that the last time we got together. It was a breaking story. The first time we filmed, it literally happened almost, just an hour or two before we came on the air. And so we're looking at these kids supposedly, and we're like, I literally said the one dude had to be at least 40. And sure enough, they're grown ass adults. Even the fucking windburnt one. They were all old as fuck.
That's like what they're saying, like, if you're not cool with racism yet, we promise that we're going to keep pushing it on you with the next generation and the next generation. That's what they're saying. Like, sooner or later, you'll come around to Nazis.
Absolutely. They're in the Supreme Court actively attacking the Voting Rights Act on their way to ending the civil rights movement. Like they are lifting up a man named Charlie Kirk, who they say used to say that the Civil Rights Act was a mistake. The Department of Homeland Security used a word that you, if you're a loyal listener, know that we talked about on Sunday when I said for sure that these people were all Nazis. I said that they all subscribe to this idea of remigration. And the Department of Homeland Security made a one word post, remigration, just the other day.
Remigrate. Yep.
So there is no, and there, I mean, like there was they're not being subtle anymore. Like 2 months ago, they posted that weird picture that like it was like 1488 and there's all kinds of symbolisms and weird coded language. This is not coded language, right? This is as explicit as it was the moment that Elon Musk did the Nazi salute on stage twice after the election. It was plain as the nose in your face then, and it's even plainer now. They're not confused. Why are some people still confused?
I don't know, because I'll give you once as a mistake, and maybe even the second time's a coincidence. But
Hmm.
now this is a pattern.
It's not a feat, it's the whole thing. Like you know what I mean? Like it's not like a part of it. It is it.
If an outsider was making an educated guess on what party represented
Jesus.
Nazis, they would pick the Republicans every time.
Yeah. No, yeah, 100%. If you come into this thing looking at it objectively, knowing nothing about the situation, like, ooh, that's a Nazi country. It's a Nazi country. And here's the thing, like they're like, well, of course, he's setting price floors and not ceilings, but he's setting prices, and they're like, oh, he's a communist, or oh, he's a fat. Look, he's an opportunist. Okay, that's what you need. That's the only thing that we need to know about this administration, and that's fascism still, because it's still far right, it's still nationalistic, but that opportunism, like he doesn't give a fuck what you call it. Like he's gonna do what's best for him and his buddies. And it's happened again. They lost like $450 more million out of crypto today in like half an hour or something. Some bullshit like that.
Another murder scene, dude.
Another just, yeah. I mean, if this, that's a great, that's such a great, because we talked about this so many times too, but like the dismissal of white collar crime compared to like regular, like if the crime that they punish, you know, that's what happened. Like some of these people were brutally beaten and had they're not just their wallets, but their life savings. It's like something like somebody held them at gunpoint, took them to an ATM, and made them withdraw all of their cash. Like that's I mean that's the level of robbery going on here, predatory robbery. It's just insane. So they're opportunistic thieves. They're kleptocrats. Like you can label them all you want. I just think the simplest and easiest term is Nazi. And I mean, Greg Gutfeld said they don't really have a problem being called Nazis.
They don't. That kid from Ohio felt bold enough to fucking go on a Zoom meeting today with the swastika and in the American flag. Like they're like, oh, these people burning the flags, desecrating the flag, and then they have fucking people in positions of power with American flags with swastikas in the middle.
Which is punishable by a year in prison now, right?
A year in prison per Donald Trump.
Per Donald Trump. Per Donald Trump. This was a staffer of a Republican, and like the crazy part about this is these people have pictures. Like Mike Johnson's like, well, I didn't know any of these people in the Young Republicans chat. Uh, well, Mike, you probably shouldn't take a bunch of selfies and be at the same events as all these people, and then somebody could believe you. But these kids were props at every Trump rally. They're known. They're known.
Yes. They're not like the young Republicans are like they're very clearly like tied in closely to the organization.
Absolutely.
Like to the young Republicans. What do you mean?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Now, this is what you prop up as a future of your party. That and
Right.
TPUSA, which is also a fucking Nazi organization. That so Charlie Kirk's executive producer is on this horrendous fucking panel with Stephen A. Smith, but Adam Mockler from Midas Touch was there, and he was like the sane person. God bless his fucking heart. I would have just started punching people. I don't think I could not have handled it.
Dude, he does really good because they try to undermine him and make him out to just be a kid and just some punk kid or whatever.
Especially,
And
yeah, it was
that's
News
like the attack
Nation.
on him every time.
Yep, it was News Nation with the other Cuomo, Chris Cuomo.
Yeah.
My brother didn't do nothing. You didn't see shit. That guy.
And he I really give him credit because I can't bite my tongue like that. And if I had the
Hell,
opportunity to
oh my
expose these people
God.
on live TV, brother, I'm going the fuck in.
Dude, TikTok
You're
won't even
about to
let me
hear
say what I want.
everything. Yeah, that's
I'm
what I mean.
so pissed.
He
We're
does a good job of keeping his demeanor about him
he really
because
does.
I wouldn't, because I don't think you deserve literally any respect. But he does a great job of being the bigger person to prove that that's the actual message. We're not trying to shout over you. These are just evident truths.
Yes, I would like to tell you very calmly into your face, you're a fucking Nazi. Um, the like, yeah, seriously, like you can't even say the things you want to say because social media will let them say whatever the fuck they want, but God forbid you be mean back to them. And I need this to promote the show, so I can't like just go on there and fucking like rip through TikTok accounts, getting banned all the time. So I have to have some sense of decorum. So we are going to dedicate a future episode to some of the folded comments and hidden comments TikTok won't allow to see because I'm going to say my motherfucking piece about these fucking assholes. Um, yeah. All right. Anything else on these fucking any last anyone want to throw a last punch at these Nazis before we talk about their Gestapo?
Nope,
Okay,
they know
let's
what they are.
fuck yeah, they do, because let's talk about ICE. So ICE, as violent and shitty as they are, uh, they're also fucking ridiculous. They arrested the comedian Robbie. I don't remember his last name, but he's
Is
dresses
it
up.
Reinhardt or something? The dude
Yeah,
that dresses in the funny costumes and sings out in front of their campus. Yeah,
yes, yes. Literally, I mean, everybody's seen him at least once. They arrested him the other day. He's back out there already, but they arrested him in a giraffe costume, which just, I mean, like, is emblematic of how absolutely ridiculous they are. But instead of playing that one, I actually found one that I find even more ridiculous that kind of got lost in the sauce. So I want to play this poor young woman's story here. And we'll talk about ICE on the other side. This one's, of course, in Portland.
I was arrested on Sunday at the protest down at the ICE building. I was playing with the Unprecedented Band on my clarinet.
Okay. For those of you listening and not watching, it's a, it's an entire brass band in banana suits. Okay. They're all wearing banana suits. All right.
And I was arrested by Department of Homeland Security. Then Sunday night, I was transported to Clark County Jail facility. Have been there until this morning when I was transported back here, and I had my court first appearance with the judge. I'm having a lot of different feelings. I'm feeling super grateful to be out and back with my family, and so happy and excited to see my 3-year-old. I get emotional easily, so really looking forward to seeing her this afternoon. And yeah, also still having some, fear and sadness around the charge that was given to me. And I know it's going to be a fight for the next couple of months to, be in the legal system.
So they allege that you interfered with an arrest and kicked and bit an officer. I don't know if you can speak to that at all.
I think I've been advised not to speak about it, but I will say that I don't think I am the only one getting charges like this at these protests.
But do you plan to continue with the band and play? And
I think this has only strengthened my commitment to social justice, and I feel even more committed to what people are protesting at the ICE building, and I hope that people continue to speak out against acts of violence towards minorities.
What a fucking champion. Like,
imagine getting arrested for playing the clarinet.
imagine getting arrested in a banana suit. First, first of all, she didn't assault anybody. We all know that. Like, I am sure that there is some fucking asshole MAGA. If this ends up being a clip on TikTok, somebody in the comments right now is like, she blah 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 blah. She shouldn't have been interfering. Bullshit.
Yeah,
Bullshit.
there were 73 people in banana suits, dude. How do you know it was her?
Right.
Hmm.
Could have been any banana. And you know what? You knock her down, she's gonna come back as a bigger, brighter, and stronger banana. On a serious note, though, she had a 3-year-old. I watched that video at work. I missed that part of it. That's fucked up. That 3-year-old kid went without her mom for a couple of days because her mom plays the clarinet outside of an ice building. It's fucked up. The kid's gonna appreciate that when he gets older, but
Mhm.
right now, it's just confusing. And she's still getting dragged through the legal system. And that's the point too with all these things, all these like indictments and shit. Like they have, especially like the high profile ones where they're going after like Tish James for having 2 homes and being a black woman at the same time. Like the charges are ridiculous and preposterous, but just it's all about just dragging people through the system. He had to go through the system, and he had to go through the system because he's a fucking criminal, right? That's why he had to go through the system. So he's as retribution for all the things that he's done to society already. He also has to take that out. He's how dare you inconvenience him for fucking taking classified documents and storing them in a bathroom? How dare you inconvenience him for trying to revolution against the United States? How dare you inconvenience him for raping multiple women? How dare you inconvenience him for being on the Epstein list, being like the whole list? It's a fun thing, legally speaking, about the Epstein files. So as a juror, legally, you are allowed to infer that anything that the defendant tries to hide from you, you can infer whatever you want about that. So because they're trying to hide the Epstein files, we're allowed to infer literally anything we want about Donald Trump being in them because he's actively hiding them from the courts. So that's just a little fun nugget I heard today.
Nice.
Yeah. It's also like, you'll notice that even though plenty of people point out multiple times that he's a pedophile, he's not going to sue a single one of us because they would have to produce discovery, which would include the files. So, yeah.
Definitely.
Tosh,
And just his general demeanor, the things he said about his own child, just
right.
like such an array of things.
Just so
So,
many, many things. Just the whole thing, him in general.
yeah,
It's like the answer that I gave when they were like, "Well, how do you mean Nazi?" I was like, "I mean Nazi, like the whole thing, everything about it is fucking Nazi." Like, see, everybody was out here giving Goebbels speeches. Jake came in with the patience and teaching.
I did. I'm an
Yeah.
educator.
Yeah.
Things
A
things
profession
we learn in eighth grade.
a professional educator giving a professional education to someone who still can't read past the third grade, I'm sure.
Well, I had to treat them like children because they want to act like children.
They do want to act like children. They all want to act like children. I want to talk briefly about this tactic of MAGAs, right? The what about, what about, what about, what about, what about, what about? It's like every time you bring up anything, they're like, well, Joe Biden, or well, this happened, and Barack Obama, and the left does this, and the left does that, and like, well, they came after me, so I get to go after them. That is not how the world works, and anybody older than 3 knows it. Jake, if all your friends are jumping off a bridge, are you going to jump off a bridge too?
Maybe because I wouldn't have any friends left, but like not because they did it. You know what I mean?
Right, 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 right.
Like it would be my choice, but like, yeah.
Thank
No,
you
I
for,
get what you're saying. No,
yeah,
like you
thank you for
that's
turning that. Yeah,
but like even like Trump saying like we're gonna shut down democratic things because
because exactly.
yeah, because I want to, and that's what they do to us. No, what are you talking about?
Yeah, this is they're to
Hey,
make
I'm gonna start cutting social programs that help
Yeah,
Americans. That's essentially what he said.
just
What an
because I
idiot.
want to, gonna make them mad.
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. Do you understand democratic programs are like social programs? Like they do things to help people, you idiot.
Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, food stamps, uh,
Like he just has no idea. He has no clue, dude.
all
And the people that still believe him just have no clue because they're undereducated.
and just because somehow people still think I'm some kind of partisan hack, I will say that the EPA is a Republican program. So there you go.
Beepa.
EPA. Bet you didn't know that. Richard Nixon. Old tricky dick. Boy,
Old tricky dick, dude.
tricky dick. Yeah. He loved them some
Oh,
protesters too. That's actually, that's Trump's favorite president. Shouldn't surprise anyone. All right. Yeah, so this whole thing is ridiculous. It's like with I just want to say real quick, like just because, other people do it doesn't make it okay. Like one thing, other people's bad actions don't justify Trump's bad actions. They never will. And also, oh, Tom Homan, right? Took $50,000. He's the border czar. He was caught on tape taking $50,000 bribe before the election, in a sting. Okay, in a sting operation, where FBI agents go, they take the money, they set up the thing to see whether or not you'll take it, yada yada yada. So they won't answer any of these questions about whether or not he still has the money or not, because it's all like, well, he did nothing wrong, blah 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 blah. It was a setup. January 6th, there was FBI in the crowd. It was a setup. Let me tell you something. If you end up on How to Catch a Predator, it's not Chris Henson's fault. It's yours. Okay, so it doesn't. There could have been FBI in the crowd telling you to storm the Capitol. If you storm the Capitol, it's still your fault. Like if Tom Homan took money from an FBI agent in a sting, it's his fault. Ask any man who's been fucking handcuffed and walked out of a fucking rub and tug whether or not it mattered that the FBI was there or not. It was them. They're the ones who got the charges. Okay,
Right.
that's how that works.
What they're saying. Oh my gosh, they're saying that like the FBI came up with like some grand plan to like insert the agents to start an insurrection. That's what they're saying. Mind you, the
Go ahead.
FBI is controlled by Attorney General William Barr up until
Mhm.
December 20th of 2019.
December 20th. Let me get the paper.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He resigned in December 19th of 2020. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. William Barr was appointed to the Attorney General position by Donald Trump.
Oh, Donald
So
Trump is
Donald
there. Yeah,
Trump is the
Donald Trump.
president of the FBI, who is controlled by Trump appointed Attorney General William Barr. And then for 17 days from his last day in office until the insurrection on the Capitol of the United States of America,
Okay.
there was an interim Attorney General for 17 days. So you're saying either Trump appointed William Barr, created a FBI coup to go storm the Capitol and make it look like it was all Trump's fault. Trump appointed William Barr did that, or this interim attorney general in 17 days masterminded a plan to insert the FBI into an insurrection on January 6th at the Capitol. That's what that's what the fucking Republicans believe. That's what I've come to the conclusion of today speaking to them. It's either Trump's appointed William Barr did it or this mastermind 17 days did it. That's it.
Yeah, well, Joe Biden was
Yeah.
the president after that, and so obviously he
They don't
knew
understand.
that he was going to win, and the Democratic deep state, who somehow disappeared and was replaced with the Republican deep state. Dude, I don't know.
I have said on this podcast that he had the rights afforded to him to call in the National Guard to Washington, D.C. That is a right afforded to the president because it is Washington, D.C. He has that right. However, it's Nancy Pelosi's fault that the National Guard wasn't called in for January 6th. We all agree that Trump was within his rights to bring the National Guard to cut back on crime in D.C. because that's his right, but he couldn't do it for an insurrection on the Capitol.
Yeah, listen, despite the fact that Trump literally just deployed the National Guard to Washington, D.C., a reporter ran Nancy Pelosi down to try to, a reporter, I use that term loosely and with kindness, to ask her whether or not, why she didn't deploy the National Guard on January 6th. And Nancy Pelosi, to her credit, turned around and said, "Shut the fuck up."
Dude, I just know that Nancy Pelosi smokes Virginia Slim 120s in her car, dude. I know she does.
I mean, God bless her if she don't.
She's
cigarette
just
holder with the long cigarette holder.
Like Cruella
she's
DeVille.
just so dude.
I can see her going through the whole process, opening the thing,
I think she's getting to the point where she's
metal
like, I'm about
case.
to get out of here, to be honest with you. I'm about to slide out from all this. It's about to be a wrap for me, so I'm just about to be an old bitch. And that's what it's gonna be.
Yeah, she's been on that kick though for a while. Even as speaker,
Hmm.
there's her second time around as speaker, she was extremely effective because she didn't give a fuck. A fuck. She said, "I'm tired." And you know what? It was a an era. It is an era of extremely corrupt politicians, and every man in Congress got played by a woman because she was better at it in every way than all of them. So, in a way, a tip of the cap, I guess. I don't know.
I
She
don't know,
get
but
she's the only
kind of
Democrat who ever
supports
got
them.
anything actually done. So we'll give her some credit. We'll give her some credit for sure. All right. Uh, some people are smart enough to have a conscience. One of them being Doug Krugman, a Marine colonel who decided to retire based on the fact that Donald Trump is bombing random warships and murdering people in the Caribbean, and potentially trying to get U.S. soldiers to attack U.S. cities. Um, so it also looks like another one retired. Yep, another one, Alvin Holsley, retired as well. He said he planned to retire already this year, but they, I'm not sure. I can't speak to what he's talking about because that just happened. But the other guy said for sure that it was definitely because of Trump, and he said that other military officials need to be ready in case they are asked to do anything unlawful, to understand what an unlawful order is, and that they have the duty to reject it. So that was nice to hear some clarity from somebody in the military because that's a first. I don't know. Did you guys ever think or hope, I guess, that the military would be the one to stand up when it comes
I
when the shit goes down?
I think if everything my veteran dad ever told me
Hmm.
is that the military would stand up to a fascist regime. So I think, from what has been preached to me my entire life, that the members of the military would stand up to fight against a tyrannical government. However, I never in my life, when it when I became like coherent to life around me, never did I think that we would have to be worried about unlawful orders against American citizens.
No.
Like I never thought that that would be a thing that our military would be questioning whether or not it's a lawful order.
Hmm. Yeah, we've sort of been desensitized to unlawful wars. Jake, any hope that the military might be the last bastion? Do you think that push comes to shove, there'll be some good guys, some bad guys, or just all bad guys?
They better. That's what's going to happen after that. It's not going to be cute
Yeah,
because then
I
you're
don't.
just
If it
going to
comes
lose
to
the
that,
people.
buddy, it's an ugly.
Yeah.
It's ugly.
I hope they do because I do not want to see that happen. Was it a few good men?
Yeah. Listen, Donald Trump thinks he's Jack Nicholson in that movie. He does. You gotta ask me nicely.
As seriously as they take the military, I would hope that they would seriously take in the consideration that they have to uphold unlawful orders.
Yeah, for sure.
I would
I
hope so.
I would hope so, but I don't know. When you're, I don't know. We'll find out. Maybe.
They're
Hope
brainwashed, brother.
they are
Some of them are
pretty.
brainwashed.
That's
That's
what
what I'm saying. It's
scares
going to be.
me. The Marines are
That's what
so
I'm saying is
like,
it's
eesh.
going to be so messy.
Like Marines are literally told to fold their arms when they're talking to somebody to remind them to not use their hands to murder someone. That's
Yeah.
how that is. I'm not bullshitting you. That is a real thing. Like they're told to, like if you're ever talking to a Marine and you see him doing this, you'll notice a lot of Marines will talk to you. They'll be like this, roll tight, arms akimbo. And it's like, and you wonder why. That's why. Because they're taught when they're moving back to society, like put those things away. Don't karate chop the first person that's talk shitty to you. So
I don't know the full context of the video, but did you see the one protest and there's a black army man? I don't know what rank because I don't know the uniforms either, but they were chanting, "I'm black and I'm proud," and you can see him mouthing the words underneath his helmet. So there are good people everywhere. And
Rational Americans know that this is terrible.
right. So you just have to, I don't know.
We said we were going to stay on topic, but you've brought, and I'm glad that was on topic, but it's giving me an aside that I really want to bring up, since we're talking about the military. Uh,
Okay.
and that is the fact that our so-called volunteer military is almost the only way for most American kids to guarantee health insurance, a home, an education. There is no other way in this country. And never has it been more true. Army recruitment doesn't go up under Donald Trump because patriotism goes up. It goes up because opportunity disappears.
Right.
Army recruitment in the United States of America is directly tied to how well the economy is doing. Like, if there are jobs and people can get health insurance by not killing somebody, they're far more likely to do it that way. But if they can take a 50-50 shot of maybe getting stationed to San Diego and cruising for 7 years, like, you do it for the house, you do it for the retirement, you do it for a sense of duty, and they're good people that do it. There are also some shitty people that do it for the same reasons. But it is literally it's a desperate situation for a lot of these kids. And so I feel for that kid so much because there's a good potential he doesn't have, like most, like literally everybody else. Like, what are his other options?
Right.
Sad.
Yeah, man, it's the only place that you can get socialism in America.
That's it. Graham Plattner says so all the time. He says that he is only able to have his business and his life because he served in the military, and he believes that that is a base that every person should be able to have. And he is 1000% right. After the Democratic Senate committee with APAC, uh, the APAC A team of Kirsten Gillibrand and the rest came out to fundraise against him with Janet Mills. Graham Plattner had his best fundraising day of the year. The UAW endorsed him, and I think we're going to be okay. But it is going to be a fight. It's going to be a fight. But we need candidates like Plattner, like Chakrabarti, like Kat. We need them all. All right. Also want to say congratulations to America today. It is official. It is the most expensive housing has ever been in the history of our country. It is now more out of reach than at any point in human history to own a home. Congratulations.
Hell yeah.
So just a moment. Round of applause. No? Okay, that's all right. Yeah.
I feel incredibly privileged with the ability to purchase a home. And obviously I still have a bank note on it, like I don't own my home technically,
Hmm.
but to even have the opportunity to, there's no way I could have this on my income alone.
No.
It's impossible. Life's impossible without a partner, for real, for real.
Yeah.
You need two incomes. It doesn't matter. Like
You got to.
I guess there's like exceptions, but like
Yeah, here and there, but like the median income is skewed, or not median, the average income is skewed so much because of how rich the top 1% is, like that
right,
the average household income is like way higher than what people actually make. Like when you adjust out like the top couple percent, it goes from like the average income somewhere around 75,000 to 80,000 until you adjust out the top 1%, and then it drops below 40.
yeah,
So actually it's probably, I think it's actually like 140,000 before. But regardless, you get the idea. The idea
yep.
is what's important here. All right, we're doing good with time, but we gotta take a quick break and come back with our turds, and then we'll do our fun stuff. But
Wait, real quick though. I thought we were going to talk about Israel for a second, so I just want to shout out and just make it known that the Democrat from Massachusetts, Seth Moulton, returned his APAC money today,
yes, which is great.
which is
He
great, unless he takes it from another source. Like, please be mindful that he is running for election, So it's a big move to outwardly be like, hey, I support Israel, but I do not support Israel's government.
We will never spend a show not talking about Israel.
Yeah,
But not in that context. So in that context, I will
sure.
gladly, yeah, I want to applaud first him for doing it, but we're watching you. Uh, and second, he is younger, but is also a milquetoast centrist, blah 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 Democrat. He
Yep.
sucks. Senator Markey, who he's fighting to replace, is a little old. And this is the only time you're ever going to hear me say it on this podcast. He's better. Senator Markey was what the senator who went to Egypt with Chris Van Hollen to check on the destruction in Palestine. He has been outspoken about the war the entire time. He is a true progressive. And honestly, if you got to keep a 75-year-old man in there, like Graham Plattner says, it's not the age of the person, it's the age of their ideas. And Seth Moulton's ideas are fucking ancient, right?
Yeah,
And
he is centrist through and through.
and Senator Markey is paying attention. So just a thought, Massachusetts. All right, let's take a quick break. We are brought to you today by the homeless industrial complex. Do we create homeless people? Are we kicking people out of homes? We don't know. But we're out here supporting Antifa and pushing people into the streets and reminding you that the No Kings protest is on October 18th. That's Saturday at a city near you. Get out, use your voice, because every single little voice counts. And we'll be back.
Oh wait, aren't we supposed to?
All right, guys. Welcome back. What's Up Podcast, Derealization Nation Media Network. Like and subscribe if you haven't done already. We've got a section of the show we like to do where we try to elevate a story that's in the news or maybe not enough in the news that needs more attention. A chance to slow down and polish out a turd uh, from this giant pile of shit that we live in every day. So Jake, we'll go ahead and start with you. What are we polishing today?
Mine is the treatment of queer and trans immigrants in a ICE facility in Louisiana, South Louisiana. So the detainees face several sexual harassment, abuse, medical neglect, and unfair labor all against them during their time in the ICE facilities. They were forced into work programs with hard manual labor, lifting heavy objects, using industrial strength cleaning products without protection and or like face coverings that burn through their clothes, and even forced not to have gloves and burning through their skin. They were woken up at 2, 3 a.m. to work these shifts and oftentimes stripped naked and mocked during this time as well. They were targeted by an assistant warden who harassed and essayed them, Manuel Reyes, and his associates. He would be um, he would watch them in the shower on the cameras, and when they would file like reports and stuff, he would threaten and harass them further. He was forcing them into oral sex almost daily and would threaten to kill them when he found out they were reported. When they would report, it would be ignored or pushed aside. They did everything they could to be helped and were systematically ignored and would never receive a response for their reports. Reyes is not facing any criminal charges at this time. He's no longer an employee, but they are still um, complaining and reporting more abuse that continues to be happening inside these ICE facilities. And they're even blocking healthcare to these trans individuals, even though there's certain, like even the Supreme Court said that it's not allowed to happen in the ICE facilities. They encourage them to ignore and put them in isolation to miss their medications and such.
Yeah, I the story is just vile, and we hear more and more about these detention facilities and just the atrocious state of them all. Uh, and also, it's a moment too that I want to highlight. just the state of our prison system allows for things like this. This power dynamic exists in most prisons. The degree to which it is abused can vary. This is a very extreme example across all fronts, but this does happen in prisons, and we've known it for a long time. But these are what you have to remember about these people is they are not criminal as well. Like they so on top of all of the rest of it, as 70%, according to the DHS's own numbers, 70% of the people who they are detaining have no criminal record. There was a fourth detainee, a cisgender queer woman, who said that Reyes forced her to perform oral sex on him on a near daily basis between February and May 2024, threatening to kill her if she refused, according to complaint. And let me tell you something. If you are in prison and they threaten to kill you, they can absolutely do it. And no one would know. There are plenty of
Yeah.
ways for them to get away with it.
He would also have them share personal information so he could find them on Facebook and further stalk them if they were to get out, and he could take action outside as well.
That's crazy. This person, this Reyes, is a psychopath.
The one person who went under Jane Doe was so scared that he would follow and hurt her further, and he threatened to kill their mother, and like continues to be afraid even outside of the detention facility.
It may seem weird to people that establishing a secret police, a state police, encourages the worst kind of people to come out and participate in it, but it does, and we see this over and over again, not just in this detention facility, but with the way they act on the streets, and even like the people who are pretending to be ICE. People out there committing crimes, pretending to be ICE agents, committing rapes, uh, burglaries, kidnappings, all acting like ICE agents.
Of course, because they're allowed to be masked because they fear for their lives. Although
Hmm.
not one has been murdered, even in the line, like even while detaining people,
Yeah.
but they fear for their lives. Get the
Suppo
fuck out of here.
yeah, supposedly cartels are after them, which is crazy because they are obviously are not.
They've
Cartel.
told us they've told us how violent the cartel is forever. They're finding decapitated bodies, this and that. You don't think that they would go out there and just spray them all down and take the like the cartel you've told us about, which I have no doubt they are these people. Will go out here and spray these ICE agents down for this money. They don't give a shit about doing it in broad daylight. What do you mean?
And do you know what else they don't care about, Brad? Is they don't care about the people who work under them. They don't give a
Right.
fuck about that. These don't fucking gaslight. Half this country has been on drugs. Fucking most of us either know or are a fucking alcoholic or addict. Like that I forget the statistic. It's in here. The
It's a lot.
It's a lot. Majority, two-thirds of Americans surveyed a new poll said that they or a family member have been addicted to alcohol or drugs, been homeless because of addiction, or overdosed or died from drug use. So don't try to tell us that the fucking cartel, we know, okay? We know this world better than anybody at fucking DHS. So
It's
could I go suck a dick?
it's
Unbelievable.
it is like the craziest thing to me that we're allowing this police force to just roam through our cities and take people at will with no like there's just no like there can't be an opposition because they threaten us. Like I just don't understand how anyone's okay with what's happening. Like you see how brutal they're being in our faces. So Jake's story just lets you know it's so much worse behind our backs.
Yeah,
It is so much worse the things we don't see.
exactly. The things they're willing to do on camera are one thing. The things they're willing to do inside of these prisons is a whole nother.
And we are just supposed to let this happen. People aren't outraged at this. Like you don't see like women and children and just human beings being like I don't get it. They compare it. I've heard people compare it to a parking ticket or getting if you don't pay a parking ticket, you there's a warrant for your arrest. The same with if you don't come here legally, there's a you have to go to court. Well, buddy, I've never once been tackled and beaten in the street for an unpaid parking ticket or an unpaid speeding ticket. Are you kidding me? That's your
Hey,
comparison?
hey. Listen, all right. I know I know a thing or two about warrants, and there are different kinds of warrants, okay? Some warrants will get you beat up and arrested. But honestly, almost never does that actually happen. Like the only time uh you are getting fucking brutalized for a warrant, well, not the only time. You know what? No, never mind. It's just been going on forever, and we just don't care. Like that's the problem. Like enough people are out here just like, well, they're criminals. It's fine. Like we've been doing that forever in this country until two-thirds of our country is in prison. We're like, they're criminals. It's fine. Really, two-thirds of the country deserves to be incarcerated. We fucking don't. Okay. Incarceration, having been there, should be an absolute last resort. Only people who really need it should be there. We need more mental hospitals, mental health facilities. The the whole place is a fucking nut house, and that's staff and people alike. It's just an unhealthy place for everyone. The staff is just as sick as the fucking inmates. All of them were fucking out of their goddamn minds. So as disgusting as this story is, it really just surprises me not at all. Like I assume that this is happening. I'm glad that some of it came to light. It's unfortunate that it has to be this that these people had to go through it so the story could be heard. And I feel so badly for them. They don't deserve that. And they're, good and brave people for telling their story and outing this Reyes asshole. Hopefully, in a different world, they'll get their comeuppance. All right. Uh, Anything else on that, guys?
No,
Yeah.
we got
Fucking sick.
we got to do better. I know that this happens probably at every prison and all of
Do-
that, but like these people, like you said, are not criminals.
We need to do better.
They're arresting American citizens. There are no warrants. They're just arresting. They're just detaining people, whatever you want to call it. I don't give a shit.
And these
There's like no rule of law to this. It's just them doing whatever the fuck they want.
And these people in this story are literally being targeted for who they are. Like they're being targeted because they're LGBTQ. Like that's why they're being targeted specifically in this prison. And that is also something that happens. I was when I was in prison, there was two transgender women who transferred in. Um, well, three total. The first one that transferred in, she took care of her business. Nobody fucked with her. But she couldn't stay. Then that's what happens to them. They are harassed. They are uh, just nonstop by inmates, by staff. They are so mistreated, and they have to constantly move prisons because they have to fight for their lives. Um, and then the other two that moved in were much smaller and much more helpless. And it was, I mean, I won't. There was no violence that I saw inflicted upon them necessarily, but there was a lot of coercion and extortion is the word I'm looking for. Extortion. And so, what trans people suffer in these prisons, especially when they're not put in the appropriate prison, is I don't know. I'm sick that the story has to be highlighted, but also in a way, glad to get it out in the light because it happens. All right. This is also very sad. So with the ceasefire, not peace deal news, just to remind everybody that nothing has been signed by either country. This is peace, a temporary peace that thank God is happening for some semblance. But there's been a hostage swap, Palestinian hostages, Israeli hostages, and this short video kind of highlights some of the things that have been happening since. So here's some of the hostage swap stuff we'll talk on the other side of this video. I think actually I'm going to pause the sound and read the subtitles so that the listener can hear them.
Okay.
So, they would torture us with electric shocks. If we tried to fan ourselves with our slippers, they would come and beat us. Our hands were tied behind our backs 24 hours a day. We were blindfolded for 24 hours a day. We saw death. We were treated like dogs. 1 whole month of torture.
Of 17-year-old Omar Nizar, a Palestinian recently released from an Israeli prison. He said he endured some of the worst abuses behind those walls, and he is not the only one.
They threatened us with our children. We killed your children. We killed your children. There's no Gaza left. Palestinian prisoners emerged from Israel.
Broken, some carried on shoulders, others barely able to stand. Their bodies showed the toll of being in Israel's captivity, missing limbs, starved faces, and deep haunting trauma. Now let's turn to the Israeli captives released from Gaza, a territory that has endured bombardment and starvation by Israel for the past 2 years. Well groomed, in good condition, and dressed in clean clothes, the Israeli captives walked freely on their own, a stark contrast to the frail and broken Palestinians released from Israeli prisons. And now, take a look at this. Just days before the release of Israeli captives and Palestinian detainees, the stark difference in how each had been treated was already painfully clear. While Israeli captives were allowed to speak with their families before the release, Palestinian prisoners faced humiliation and harassment in their final moments of captivity. But this comes as no surprise. A recent UN report from August 2025 revealed widespread accounts of abuse, torture, sexual assault, and rape endured by Palestinian detainees under horrific, inhuman conditions in Israeli prisons. Countless testimonies describe detainees held in cages, tied to beds, blindfolded, stripped naked, and deprived of food, water, sleep, and medical care. In 2023, the UN Special Rapporteur on the occupied Palestinian territory urged the UN member states and the International Criminal Court to act, calling these practices a clear crime against humanity. Thousands upon thousands of Palestinians, including women and children, still remain imprisoned, many without charge or trial, enduring the same torment and injustice behind Israeli prison walls.
So again, many of these people not criminals, and what we just described is a concentration camp. Hands down. Like there is no ifs, ands, or buts about what we just heard. Those people were held in concentration camps. They have been beaten and starved. And so there's been a lot of discourse over the bodies being swapped back and forth, a lot of dead bodies. Israel tried to restrict aid because Hamas could not produce the hostages fast enough, the hostage bodies fast enough. These bodies are buried under rubble, obviously. And so they were unable to get to them. Luckily, pressure got some of the aid flowing again. But the tensions are still going today. Like even today, both sides are blaming each other for violating the ceasefire, and only Israel is violating the ceasefire. Just to be clear, like Hamas has only asked for intervention from mediators. They have not retaliated against Israel in any way, although they did retaliate against different people who cooperated with
Oppose
Israel.
them.
Yes,
Yeah.
they cooperated with Israel. They were executed publicly. And I mean, listen, it's ugly, and it's not right. But you have to remember too that Israel had the opportunity to give those people refuge, and they refused to. So the people that help Israel are not safe either. And if you think that they're going to stand up for America, if America needed it, you got it all fucked up.
Israel is Hamas. Hamas is Israel. It is why the Israeli detainees are looking great because Israel's not going to do that to their own people. That's why the detainees look so good, and that's why Hamas is now just killing more Palestinians because it's Israel just killing more Palestinians because they've created the problem and they are eradicating the problem.
Yeah, they're certainly on a kick of eradicating. We know that Benjamin Netanyahu pays Hamas through Qatar. We also know that Qatar can have their capital bombed and nothing can happen. So, the corruption and ties are just so deep, and the human rights violations are myriad, and that's why our current fat pedophile piece of shit president is so fucking comfortable over there with that other fat fucking pedophile piece of shit from Saudi Arabia, and Benjamin Netanyahu, the war criminal, because that's who he is and that's who they are. They don't give a fuck about anybody or anything, or who they step on, or who they kill, or who they torture. They don't care. Everyone is less than them. And that is the one thing they agree on. And as long as there are other people to torture and kill or murder, they'll get along just fine. Um, so yeah, that's a part of Jake. You have that real
Sorry.
the graphic photo. Okay. So, trigger warning. This is graphic, although it's not the most graphic picture. The bodies that have come. So those are the live hostages that have been released from Israel to Palestine. The bodies that have been released. Uh, well, we'll get to Greta here in a minute. Um,
But I don't have that one. You only sent me those three.
oh, okay. Well, okay. Put up. So this is Greta
I just
Thunberg's bag, uh, which when she was captured off the flotilla, Israel stole. If you can see that, it says they wrote "whore Greta" all over it. Uh, they emptied it of all of its contents, stole it, detained her and several other people in one of these concentration camps for several days. They kicked them, beat them, didn't let them look up, deprived them of water. The jails they allege were as high as 40 degrees Celsius, which for those of you like me who don't know what the fuck that means, that's hot. It's really fucking hot. Um, and so this is what they do. Do you have the other like the list of the torch of the stuff that they did? So like they literally uh treated them like in a subhuman way. Uh so they hit, kicked, starved, and tortured. They placed a flag next to me, and anytime the flag touched me, they kick me. This was Thunberg. When I raised my head to look at Ben Gvir, I was kicked. She was filmed while she was stripped naked. Prison was 40 degrees, but no water was given to Greta and her friends for days. People felt sick. Gods mocked them, saying they would gas them, and showed them cylinders. And she was kept in solitary confinement for hours with bugs. There's a lot of people who will tell you that solitary confinement alone is torture, and should be eliminated. Um, but obviously, that's a favorite tactic of the IDF. The bodies of these Palestinians that have been returned uh, show signs of being executed. One was returned with the rope ligature still around its neck. Uh, there's obvious signs of torture, beatings. These people were tortured to death while their families were bombed. Hostages were told both that their families were dead while they were alive, um, or not told anything about their families, only to find out that they were dead. There are emotional videos that I'm sure many of you have seen on the internet already of these people finding out just these things, both joyful and sad. Um, but we have to keep talking about these things as dark as they are because Israel must pay for the atrocities that they have committed. Israel is indefensible. This is not self-defense. Israel has no right to do any of this. No more ethno states, no more religious states, no more funding for terrorist fucking nuclear powers. Period. Any Democrat that can't say that is no Democrat. Just MAGA light.
That's all they are. And we have allowed them to become a nuclear power.
Yes.
With the help of the USA, you are a nuclear power.
Right. May as well. 51st state, isn't it?
Maybe the first of the 50 states.
Right, right. We might, yeah, we're yeah, United States of Israel. Okay. That's, yeah, that's what I wanted to highlight. All right. Let's,
I guess.
yeah.
Doesn't sound very highlight to me.
No, it's not a highlight. It's very much a low light, but it's something that like again, these things just have to be kept in the light because this, we've seen it before. We lived through this once, not exactly this, but we lived through Iraq. We lived through the Abu Ghraib, how do you say it? The Abu Dhabi graves or whatever. I can't say it. I can't say the word right now. But we watched the United States torture prisoners already, and then we watched nothing come of it. And now we have this. We haven't even fucking reckoned with slavery uh or the genocide of the Native American Indian. So we are just continuing to do these things and just not reckoning. We cannot do that again. We have to reckon with this destruction, with these atrocities, with this subhuman treatment of people. The same people who are involved in this genocide cannot be allowed to just fucking prance around the world continuing the genocide. Something has to be done here. Has to be. So all we can do is just keep talking about it. That's what we'll do.
Yep.
Okay. Let's scoot to Brad because we're running low on time.
All right. So this Saturday, October 18th, is the No Kings March. It is the No Kings protest. I want to be very clear that it is a protest. Mike Johnson called it the Hate America Rally, is what he called it. They use the buzzwords. They don't want to say it's a protest. It's the Hate America Rally. Um, but the foundation of America was no kings. That is the foundation of America. So to be anti no kings doesn't feel American to me. You are at a point where you see millions of your neighbors. These are your neighbors. When we go to these protests on Saturday, do not cover your face. Show them that they are your next door neighbor. This is who is fighting for you.
I am your
We do
neighbor.
not need to come. That is cowardly. When they tell you to cover your face, it is cowardly. Show them who you are. We are not here to riot and create problems. That's not what our First Amendment right allows us to do. It allows us to peacefully assemble and protest and show them that we are huge in numbers because it's not just Democrats in the streets on Saturday. It is Republicans alike in the streets on Saturday. It is old people. It is young people. It is every walk of life will be in the streets on Saturday protesting the 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 authoritarian government that is trying to take over America. They are praising a single individual more than willing to stand with their neighbors to continue the precedent of no kings in America. That's what these people that are like there's so much propaganda trying to prevent us from doing this. It's very apparent that they don't want America to see the numbers. They don't want them to see how many people are out there. They're trying to scare us. Them releasing that document about how to proceed with the protesters on October 18th, that was a scare tactic to prevent people from going out in the streets. That's all that was. That's exactly what they're trying to do. They're trying to prevent the numbers because they know that we are not about to go out here and be quiet. We are about to be loud and we are about to be proud because this is America and there will be no fucking kings. So anyone that is willing to play beta to this fucking con man billionaire, we are not interested anymore. It was a fun game. Ha ha ha. You got your laughs off. Congratulations. Now it's time to save the fucking country. So you need to get in line. Mike Johnson is a piece of shit. And we all need to remember that he's a piece of shit. And we need to stand together in solidarity and say, fuck this administration. Fuck what they're doing to our fucking neighbors. Fuck what they are doing to the guy down the street that you've known your whole life. And because he's brown, he's being fucking arrested and thrown in some fucking concentration camp. Fuck, this is real life, people. We are about to lose the America that we have built over the last fucking 250 years. We're willing to give it up over some fucking con man billionaire. That's what we're doing.
Mm-mm.
A man who's doubled his net worth since he's been in office in January. Ask
Mm-mm.
anybody next to you, have you doubled your net worth since January?
I have
No, you
not.
fucking
I
haven't. I
have
bet you
not.
haven't. No.
No.
Are your kids any closer to buying a fucking house?
Bob.
No, they're fucking not. Nothing has gotten better in America, and we're just giving away our rights. These people are like upset with us exercising our First Amendment right. Are you kidding me? You're not a fucking American. Stand next to me and be a goddamn American and stand up against this bullshit that we're letting take place. This is out of control, and people need to really stand up and like realize what is at stake here. This is not a protest to like, haha, we're out here joking. This is us saving the fucking country from them destroying democracy, from them destroying the country that we all know and say we fucking love. We're willing to give it up to this fucking regime that's taking place. You made a mistake. Now stand fucking with us and let's change the fucking world.
We ain't gonna give it up to the biggest set of fucking losers to ever walk God's green earth. That fucking bald Goebbels wannabe prick Stephen Miller. That's who you're gonna lose to him. A little fucking 4'10". Fuck all of them. There's like a fucking it's like a molehill full of fucking rats and just weasels. Mike Johnson, the most disingenuous, lying piece of shit on the planet. He's, bashing LGBTQ plus kids by day. His wife is running a conversion camp, a torture camp for people who are just like him, right? That guy is covering for pedophiles just like he did when he was in the Southern Baptist Church and he covered for his pedophile pastor. He's covering for pedophiles again, and that's what he does. We're not going to lose to people like Donald fucking Trump who thinks he can go around and just grab people by the pussy. We're not going to do that. We're not doing this anymore. This whole fucking thing, like Brad said, it's over. It's over. There's like this, it's over whether we make it happen or not, because these are the stupidest people on the planet as well. These are some of the dumbest people you've ever seen. And so it is literally imploding in real time on top of itself. The only thing we need to do is show up and fucking see it crumble. But if we don't show up, they won't, if we don't show up, they still have the power. They have as much power as we allow them to have. And the more of us that are out there, the less power they have.
United we rise, divided we fall.
Yep. Hell yeah. All right.
This is crazy. We are at a crazy turning point in America.
Someone close to me had the just mind-boggling audacity to ask me what we were protesting on Saturday. It cannot be overstated the level of privilege that some people still enjoy in this country to be able to just not look at the news.
Right.
And I got, you know what? God damn it. I wanted to go to break. We got to get to break. We got to wrap this one up. We've gone so long already. But they're attacking the Voting Rights Act, attacking the Civil Rights Act. It's got to come down to like us. Like it is more important than ever for people like us, people of privilege, of white people, to do the most, because they are actively attacking the ability of women and minorities to do their most. We're the only, like, we have to be the ones to say, absolutely not. You do not speak for me. You don't speak for me. That fat orange pedophile does not speak for me. And if you are a white person, you got to ask yourself, do these fucking Nazis speak for me? And if they don't, you better get out in the streets and let people know. That's all I'm saying. All right. Can we cut a break? You guys want to add anything else?
Go to break. Let's get these TikToks off so we can go to bed.
No doubt. I've got to work in the morning. All right. On this day in 1859, John Brown raided Harper's Ferry in an attempt to start a slave uprising. It failed ultimately, and John Brown was killed. But the abolitionist movement in the end triumphed, and slavery ostensibly ended outside of prisons anyway, here in America. And so when if you're feeling like whatever you do tomorrow doesn't count, or it's not enough, or this won't change anything. It's probably not going to happen that we're going to go out there and then tomorrow, like Trump's going to be like, you know what, you guys are right. I resign. It's over. But it is all part of it. Your little vote counts, even if it only counts for 1/3 of what your neighbor's vote counts for. Your little protest counts. It all counts. So don't forget to get out there, use your power, help us use our power, and we'll be back. 1. We're back. What's Left podcast. John, Jake, Brad on the Derealization Nation Media Network. Like and subscribe if you haven't done it already. Please do it. Share us on all of our socials. We appreciate you guys being here. This doesn't happen without you. All right. So let's get into each other's FYP. Time to spy on each other's TikTok and find out what the algorithm is feeding us. Always an adventure. We will start here.
Famous or infamous rat-shaped hole in the sidewalk, better known there as Splattatouille. New study shows it was actually made by a squirrel, not a rat. So that has become a tourist attraction in Chicago. And now you know, a little context around that.
I thought they were
Little
gonna
context around it.
I thought they were gonna say like somebody like made a mold or something. They're like, no, it was actually a squirrel. Like that was the relevant information.
Yes.
Splattatouille.
Splattatouille is hilarious.
Oh my God.
Oh, amazing. Oh, what a great palate cleanser. What a way to start.
So funny.
All right. FBI writer's room.
Okay, how do we start this? I'm thinking interior, bedroom, alarm clock goes off. He's late. Shoots up out of bed. That's good. I like that.
Who's waking up?
Tyler Robbins, this assassin.
Oh, right.
Okay, so let's go back. He says, look under my keyboard. He says, I'm going to kill Charlie Kirk. How does roommate react?
She's like, what?
What?
More question marks. More.
This is enough, right?
That's good. That's like, yeah.
Okay. I think I'm just gonna add a couple more at the end here.
She's confused.
She's emotional, you know.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Maybe she is a woman.
Wait, but why would he even send this stuff? This is super incriminating.
Have him say delete the message.
Okay, yeah.
Fire. We need the who, the what, the where, the when,
Fire.
the why.
Okay, have him ask that in one text.
No, I can't. Put it over 2 texts. Oh wait, we didn't even do his motivation. What do we? Okay, so maybe have the
Shit.
the girl, the boy, the roommate. Have the roommate. Yeah, the roommate. Have him ask why. It's like why? Why? What is your motive? Enough is spelled wrong. Every kid spells every word correctly in a text, so make sure that's exactly how you spell it.
It's one of those tough words.
Perfect. Yeah. And they always get that right. Guys, what do you think? What do you think, boss? Boss, what do you think, bro?
Those guys were actually really funny.
That was good.
Yeah. I love it. All right. Oh, well, Brad, we're about to find out.
What hell? Nah, them boy got Batmobiles. Fuck them boy get Batmobile from.
Oh my God.
I told you. I fucking warned you, but you're both laughing, so fuck all of us if we're fucking one of us.
Oh, we're all going to hell. Oh, we're all going to hell for that one.
I've had my room reserved for years.
True that.
I don't know where that boy get Batmobiles from. But you gotta imagine as a kindergarten, that was probably pretty shocking.
For
They
sure.
do. They ask the hard questions.
They do.
I swallowed some apple seeds today. Did you make yourself throw up? I tried, but I couldn't. Smoke some cigarettes. The smoke will suffocate the bacteria in your stomach. Okay, thanks.
Smoke some cigarettes.
That's a pretty accurate description of Maha right there. Oh my God. Like their main accomplishment is making sure that you eat French fries that are boiled in beef grease instead of vegetable grease. Oh, congratulations.
I don't know what game this is, to tell you the truth.
I don't either.
Neither do I.
I feel like
Neither do I.
that soundtrack's from something else, isn't it?
I have no idea. I just thought it was visually pleasing.
It really is. That was, I don't know, real amuse bouche. Maybe this one. Maybe this one. What am I looking at? Is this the one? All right. Let's check this one out.
That's awesome.
For,
The jig, pump it up.
yeah, for the for the listener, that was a jar of Welch's jam on a car jack. Getting, well, you get it.
Watch Countdown Live.
All the more reason to subscribe on YouTube. Want to miss things like that. All right, reading viewer comments in my news voice.
Girl, look like you was raised on a donkey farm. She looks like the third white chick.
Oh no! Oh no!
You want to talk about mothers? Bengals are calling. They need an O-line. I would be a great center. Great center. But the entire line...
Two other white chicks.
That is good. That is good.
Oh.
You gotta love I can't wait to get to some of the hate comments again this week. They're so much fun. Thank you for leaving them. Also, thanks for the nice ones. Those are even better. But I can't wait to just trash them.
Sounds like the work of a demon.
I don't know. You could have just said any fucking 2025, really.
Oh.
We're right back. All right. I think we got one more. Just one more. Ah, yes. Let's hold on.
Did you not know? If you buy all 4 versions of Taylor Swift's Midnights album, you can put them together and it makes a clock. Oh, the other thing. Heinrich, take me somewhere we can be alone. I've been waiting for the force right to come.
Yeah, that's real.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's what I was referencing earlier in the show. Holy smokes.
She's a terrible person.
Yikes.
Jake's been screaming it, dude.
I've been screaming it for years.
Yeah, Jake has been carrying that torch. I was so shocked when I first found out years and years ago. I was like, really? You don't like Taylor Swift? This is back with she was just an innocuous blonde girl on her way.
Artist.
Yeah. Like from the beginning.
I knew the minute I saw the love song one where she's holding up the fucking cards to the guy for the prom. I knew I hated her then. That's when I knew.
I just never liked her because she was built like a 2x4. I just never really paid attention. That's how it's not my type. Never cared for her.
It's a root of all.
I remember when she started in country music.
Yeah. It's a long, long, long time ago. Many moons.
Many moons.
Looks like she's getting back to her roots. Okay. God damn. Yeah, so that's what's happening. Nazis all over. All right. Let's give us a real quick what's good. I think we all know what's good this weekend.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, it's the No Kings protest. We're all going. We're all going to be early. We all got signs. We're going to show them. Jake and I are going to do a little bit of live streaming while we're out there in Pittsburgh on TikTok, maybe YouTube. We're going to do a couple of live things. Brad, I believe, will be holding it down as our country correspondent out here in Ohio.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brad will be live at the rural part of the protest. We'll regardless have pictures and videos on Sunday to share. Not a lot of voice left, but we'll have plenty of hopefully lots of joy. I really want people to get out there and just really feel the sense of community and the spiritual movement that is being part of a movement bigger than yourself. If you've never protested before, you are in for a treat. It is truly an uplifting experience. It is not for that. And remember, if somebody tries to incite violence, and you do violence, you're kind of culpable for that violence. So try to stay out of violence or don't. I don't know. I'm not a fucking lawyer. Do
Yes,
it.
we are peacefully protesting. Do not give them the satisfaction of them saying we're unruly and rioting and hurting people. That's not who we are. That's not what this message is.
More importantly, because fuck them, like that's not what we need. We need a goddamn party, okay? We need the fucking chance to get out and have a decent goddamn time in the middle of this dystopian fascist nightmare. Like, go have some fun. Put on a chicken suit, you know? Put on your fucking Rex Kwon Do pants. Go have a good time. Go have a good time. And we'll see you out there. Until next time, I'm John,
I'm Jake.
And I'm Brad.
and that's what's left.
Democracy needs your courage.